Guys, and welcome back to another predictions video. And in today's video I'm going to be predicting the Lomachenko versus Ortiz fight. If you're on the around here though and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you're doing any like there, and let's get straight into it. So going into this fight, Lomachenko is 16-2 with 11 KOs and Ortiz is 16-1 with 8 KOs. This fight is in the lightweight division. Lomachenko is 34 and Ortiz is 26. This is Lomachenko's first fight since December last year after winning by unanimous decision versus Komi. Since then, he's been in Ukraine helping his homeland against, of course, everybody knows what's going on in the war. Ortiz's last fight was a win via unanimous decision versus Hearing. This is seen to be Ortiz's toughest fight yet, as shown through him never having a world title fight compared to Lomachenko having 15, which is a very big amount, saying he's only had 17 fights. I didn't realise that was quite his record until just a few days ago, but yeah, he's very impressive. I'd already given him the respect he deserved, but I just didn't realise he had that many. He just got thrown in straight at the deep end. Lomachenko's losses have been against Salido in 2014 and Lopez in 2020, and since then he's been on a 2-fight winning streak. Salido was his second fight ever, and it was a world title fight, and so I suppose maybe he got rushed into it a little bit too quickly. But Lopez, it's a really tough fight against Lopez. Lopez is a very tough fight for anybody in the lightweight division, one of the best fighters in the division. So you can't really discredit him for losing that fight, and I mean, maybe he started a bit too slowly or anything like that. Or he seemingly had a few things going on as well in his personal life that was affecting him in that fight. But either way, he's come back and he's got the 2 wins, and now he's aiming to get back in. And if he wins this fight, most probably get back in the world title fights again. Lomachenko is typically a slow starter, with most of his stoppages being in the later rounds, like I said. This can be something Ortiz may be able to exploit, as Ortiz's finishes have typically been more in the more earlier rounds. He hasn't got as many, but it's been a bit more in the earlier rounds from what I can see. Lomachenko, though, of course, is the favourite, and I think that Lomachenko will win by a KO in round 6. I think, of course, with all that's going on in his homeland, he's going to want to do them proud and show his ability to them, as, of course, this is a very tough fight for him. And so I don't think he's going to be underestimating Ortiz, and I think he is too determined to get back to the top spots to not win this fight. And I think if he just starts off a little bit quicker, then he'll be able to win this fight by around 6 KO. I don't think you'll be able to get him out that quickly, but I still think if he can start quickly, then he can get him out relatively comfortably. And then there's a few good fights, which, I mean, I'd love to see him just keeping on with big fights, not dropping down to any lower fights or just having any more staller fights. If he wants to be active and then just like constantly being back in the ring, or maybe not constantly, but more active than he has been, then Haney, if he wants to fight Haney's just coming off the win against Cambozas. He hasn't got an opponent technically at the moment, so that could be a good fight, and I believe he's been wanting that fight for a long time. And of course, Cambozas Jr., if he's still a very good top contender in the division, and if he wants to prove himself some more, Lomachenko, since the defeat against Lopez, he could beat another top contender like Cambozas. And of course, Cambozas will most definitely be up for this fight because it'll be another big fight, even though he has just suffered the 2 defeats. Or, of course, Shakur Stevenson. He might not be straight away, but you never know because he is doing so well in the lower weight division. Now he's coming up into this weight division. Lomachenko could be a good option for a fight for him. And so any of them fights will be amazing fights and very close fights most probably. But yeah, any of them I'd love to see. But yeah, if you're on the around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you're doing any like this, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.